What you see is a Toyota Tacoma. One of my clients got an oil leak on a valve cover gaskets. You see the leaks right there, and you still see another leak right here. So when that leaks, it fall on the exhaust, and then it burn out, and then come in the car when you turn the air conditioner on. So he got the gasket and the PCV valve. He got some silicone, so we better get it out. And probably gonna take me like an hour and a half or so. I'm taking my time. I got it 7 o'clock in the morning. So what we gotta do, we gotta take out the air filter housing, a couple of bolts. Gotta pull those bolts out. Then you wanna take out the. That's it. And then there's a couple of pipes that you have to take out. Unplug a couple of pipes. We better first take this out first. So pull that out. And we gotta take this housing out. He wanna tell me, his mechanic said that I told him you gotta take out the air filter, the top of the filter, but he don't listen to me. He just wanna say what he wanna say, and I hate when people try to challenge me, because there's no way you would take out this valve cover gasket without taking out the filter. You see right there, you have to take out the top to get it out. He said you don't have to. You know, they always want to say their own things, why they like to say. All right, anyway, that's what we're doing. While we're still working on the Toyota, so we got out the air filter. You have to unplug the mass airflow sensor, disconnect the pipe, take out the clip right there, and this is where we'll find ourselves. So for this side, on the passenger side, it's good and fine. You got a couple of bolts. You have to take out the 10mm bolts. Is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You got 10 bolts, 10, 11, and 12. You got 12 bolts on this side. So I already released all the bolts. They're all 10, pretty easy to get out. And then what you want to do, you want to come on the side right here. And there's a little place over here. You could buy it over there. And then you see it pop out. That's it. So when it come out, what we're going to do, we're going to lift it up. And then, sorry guys. And we'll pull it right out. And this is the gasket we should be changing right here on this side. So we'll step it over here for now. Then we'll go to the driver's side. The driver's side gotta be a little bit difficult because we have to take out the top intake to access this side. He was telling me his mechanic said that they shouldn't take out the intake. There's no possible way you can take out the upper bolt because the intake is on the way. So we'll pull out the intake and then get those bolts out, and then we'll get the other side out. So to pull out the bolt, you gotta need an island. You got 2 islands over there. You gotta be a T8. That's what you gotta use to get them the bolts out. So we'll take out this bolt. So you have 1, 2, and 3, and 4 bolts on this. 6 bolts. So you got 2 island bolts in the middle, and then over here you have a 12 on this side and 12 at the back. So you pull it out, and then when you take that out, you want to disconnect this 12 bolt right here, and probably slacken this one a little bit. You got couples that you have to do as well, and you want to slacken this one that's holding the intake, and slacken this one. You gotta disconnect this hose, just pull it out. This is going for the booster, and then pretty much that's it. Then there's one more hose that's going to the PCV valve. Will be this hose right here. So we'll pull this out as well. Right there, that's for the PCV valve. We'll better change the PCV valve underneath right there, and then we'll get the thing up. So let's go. So I'll still hitting it now. Another one thing you want to do, especially for Nissans and Infiniti, when you're trying to take the throttle body, when you're taking out the intake, always try to just take out the throttle body, take out the 4 bolts on the throttle body. Don't disconnect it. So I always just leave them disconnected, because sometimes you have to reset them. For this, it will start up, but I just, with lessons, I don't want to be going through headaches. I just take out the 4 bolts and then push it on the side. The reason I do this is because I don't want to drain out coolant. If I disconnect these cables, these are my pipes, you have to have a coolant leak. So I want to save his coolant, the coolant in there. So I just disconnect it from there. But the same way, for some cars, you want to like prevent this, not to disconnect this, because sometimes you have to reset the whole car and it will take you more time after you're done with the job. You have to go in there and try to reset the car. So rather than that, I've already taken out the bolts for the intake, as to say, and I've taken out the brackets that are holding the intake. So now the intake is free, and now I'll pull the intake out. Now all you gotta do is just leave the intake out, and then the intake will come right out. So we'll put the intake over here for now, and then now you have access on this side. So that's how you have access on this side now to take out this valve cover on this side. So we'll go take out the valve cover, and then we'll start putting them back together. Let's go. So got the left side out already, the driver side. We got all the bolts. They got the same amount of bolts on the other side, about 12 bolts. So what you want to do over here, because of the cables, you want to disconnect the injectors. You got to disconnect 3 injectors so the cable can rise up a little bit. And then these are the fuel lines. You want to disconnect the fuel lines from the thing, and then push these on the side. You want to slice it this way to the front. So you want to take out the oil filter so that you could just pull it to the front. I have to wiggle it a little bit, see, because the cables are on the way, so you have to do a little wiggling to get it out. And pretty much it's coming out already. It's just the cables that are actually on the way. And pretty much that's it out. It's so difficult to be working and doing these videos. That's why I always just do videos once in a while. I hate doing videos while I'm walking. It's really terrible. So got both of them out now. Those are that, the valve cover, and now we want to get the gasket. So this is the gasket we're changing right here. So when the gasket get bad, what happens is like it get dry up, and then you see it's not flexible no more. So we bend it, it's like metal. So it's like metal now. You see how you have the cracks on it? You don't have to have these cracks because normally it's rubber. So oil pass through those gaps right there and then slides by and fall on the exhaust. So we got everything out now. What we gotta do now, we gotta clean it up, clean all the surface, and then I clean the other side, and then install the new gasket on the cover, and then clean the cover up, and then we start putting them back in. That's exactly what we're doing. So now we gotta put it back inside now. So we have the gasket already set up. This is the new gasket, and we'll have that cleaned up already. So we're about to put it back in there. We'll have to wiggle it all the way in. I want to do the driver side first because that was difficult, and then we'll go in. So I'm about to drop the phone down because I have to carry the cables up, and I have just one hand, so I can pass this in there and put all the bolts back in there, tie the bolts, put the coil packs, and put everything back on this side. So let's go. So we got the cover put in already. Now we about to put the intake. We're about to drop the intake in now, and then we put the other side, and then we're pretty much done with this car. So it was pretty quick. It's not like a really hard job. So let's drop the intake in, and then we'll go from there. Just a little advice: when you put the intake, you want to guide these brackets first before you tie the intake. So you gotta leave the intake plain like that before you tie the intake, because if you tie the intake, these bolts will not set up. So make sure you tie this bolt first before you tie the main intake. So we're done with the truck. We got everything set up back, and I got the truck running right now. So everything is pretty good. So that's pretty much it. So we just put everything back the way we took it out, and this side was more easier. That side was harder because you have to take out the intake manifold, and that's it. So we're done with the Tacoma. I'm just waiting for his son to come back. He do flooring and a couple of jobs at home. So he got a couple of the trucks. That's another one right there. So I always do all his services for him. It's just like he live all the way on the mountains. It's like all the way in the forest. Yep, so we're good to go. So everything is successful. Stuff like that. I just let his son come check it out, and so these are the old parts right there. And we did change the PCV valve. This right there. When this get blocked up, it causes a lot of trouble with the car. It's called the PCV valve. So that's it. So he's good to go. It took about a couple of hours, maybe like an hour and a half. That was